Intellectual property. Maybe intellectual property would kind of you say what we have here. Intellectual property. Are you doing a research or anything like that? But it's really can be an issue because in a lot of the projects that under P3 you have innovative techniques, innovative methods, so you can have maybe in some cases some patents that comes out of this project or some innovative solution end up to a patent or some copyright or any design that is kind of registered under a certain name of entity, and that's kind of make things a little bit kind of an issue because what how the public entity would deal with these issues. So it has to be kind of clear in the project and on documents that any intellectual property rights comes out of these projects would be like, for example, usable by the owner, or it's kind of it cannot be kind of claimed against the owner, and what will happen after the execution of the project. Can the owner use that? Because if there is a patent or any or copyright or any registered design that was used or developed during the project, now maybe the owner has some right of its usage because it was kind of invented or discovered in its a project. So this kind of issue needs to be clear in the contract, that intellectual property need to be kind of allowed for the owner or public entity to use it without any issue after the execution of the project, or if the developer doesn't agree, negotiation before the project should take place on that. So the contract administration manual should specify what should be done to get the government or a public entity to fulfill the intellectual obligations. For example, if there is kind of some intellectual properties or sensitive information that's held by the public entity, so who can get it, or who can get access to it? So it's not may it's okay to be used, but it's not okay for everyone to be aware of it and has access to it, because this personnel, they may go and use it somewhere else out of the control of the public entity. So it has to be such sensitive information should be kept in a location that will be easy. It will not be easy for everyone to access. It will be only for a special or selected group of people to access it. Of course, if you have selected people to access secure, it has to be kept in a secure place, confidential, maybe in if it's electronic, in a server or whatever that has special code to log in, and kind of people, person that will be able to use it should be aware of it. Others may not be aware of it and don't get access to it, of course. And should a registry to be kept for all these intellectual properties and their conditions and regulations, so it can be kept, and make sure that it is followed by the organization, because the public organization doesn't want to violate any intellectual property laws or regulations or patent regulation that can get it in trouble after that. So it's kind of another side. The public entity should take the other rule, that make sure that the private entity are doing their work complying with any intellectual property laws and in handling and in dealing with government's intellectual property and confidential information that were needed for the project. So if there is some intellectual, if there is some uh, confidential information that need to be accessed by a certain person or staff of the entity, the public entity, they should make sure that it is it will be kept to these people, and they monitor the private entity how they handle such information, and make sure that they are following such part of their obligation, and such part of obligation must be mentioned under the contract to be enforceable that way over the private entity.